ladies and gentlemen, it's Rayman Legends time, because if you didn't already have a smile on your face from like watching a whole ton of people talk about video games they love, this game is going to put one on there forcibly. Emile Moel from Ubisoft. Lead level designer, lead game designer.
It's fine.
On Rayman Legends.
Exactly.
Thank you. Welcome to the stage.
Thanks for having me. It's great. It's great to be here. Great to show the game.
And the game has been, as I said, putting smiles on a lot of people's faces here at E3. Yeah. Of course, Rayman Origins, that wonderful reboot, that fantastic game came out just 2 years ago now?
It was 2 years ago now, yeah. Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years ago now, and Rayman is added again in Legends with some new friends and in some crazy new places. I mean, is this sort of more Rayman Origins, or you guys stepping it up a notch in ways from...
I guess the idea is that it's kind of the same controls as in Rayman Origins, so we take the basis of what people loved in Rayman Origins, but we are basically bringing Rayman to new worlds this time, so that's why we call it Rayman Legends. It's going to far distant countries, you know, and all the worlds are based on a famous myth or legends. So the first world is more like a fairy tale kind of world.
Okay.
The second world is like on a giant beanstalk, where you have to fight some toads.
Nice.
The third world is more about Mexican Fiesta de los Muertos.
Oh, cool.
And the fourth world, which is the one you're seeing here, is actually the ocean world. It's called 20,000 Lums Under the Sea. It's a reference to Jules Verne, of course, and also to some James Bond movies, you know, with the big underwater base under the ocean where the evil guy lives always.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So that, I mean, when you say Legends, you guys are casting a wide net. That must have been fun to just sort of comb through myth and legend and try to envision all of these in this distinctive Rayman art style.
Yeah, exactly. The idea is that we pick what I think people relate to the better to, and then we change the the visuals that everybody knows to make them in a cool Rayman way, actually, and to make them feel different and weird, like the whole world of Rayman is actually.
All right, so who's Rayman accompanied by here in his submarine adventures?
So here we're seeing two players play, and the other character is called Ursula. And Ursula is one of the girls that you have to save. You have two princesses to save in each world. And of course, Ursula is a reference to Ursula Andress from James Bond.
I gotta say, Ursula does not look so much like the kind of princess that needs saving.
No,
She's got that vicious trident. She's very nimble, like... but this is playing, just to clarify, to give folks some context, playing two-player live right now on Xbox 360.
Exactly. You can play the game up to 4 players at the same time on Xbox and PS3, up to 5 players at the same time on Wii U. And on the PS Vita, you can play the game with 2 friends with 2 Vitas connected to each other. You can do the whole game with two players like this. And of course, you can opt in and opt out of the game at any time. So it's really, if you have a friend coming by, you can pick up the pad and play with you. We really want to make sure that this is the kind of experience that you share with your friend on the couch and just having fun. That's what Rayman is all about, yeah.
This level, we saw a lot of taking your time, sort of finding your way through the maze. But some of the Rayman Origins levels, at least, were pretty vicious in terms of precision timing and precision leaping. You guys are definitely not afraid to challenge players. You're going to be doing that again in Legends?
Yeah, sure. I think the idea is that the game might be a bit easier, at least at the beginning, to make sure that people have time to learn the controls, make sure that they feel good with their characters. But then here in the end of it's the fourth world of the game, so it's almost the end of the game, things get really tricky. And in this world, we're bringing stealth gameplay to the Rayman universe. So you have to avoid lights, stay in the shadow, and make sure you don't get fried when you go in the light. So
I was going to say, Rayman doesn't seem like a real stealthy kind of guy.
No.
But, if you're going to get fried in the light, I suppose that's enough to motivate anyone to be stealthy.
Yeah, sure. And what is funny is that we're bringing stealth, but we're still keeping the flow that is distinctive of Rayman. The fact that you can play the level very fast. So if you're good enough, you don't have to wait for the lights to be away. For instance, you can run through the level and avoid the lights. So yeah, it's stealth, but in a Rayman way.
Yeah, in that Rayman way where, hey, if you want to hitch onto that speed run mentality, you can still do it, of course. Yeah, and I guess people will challenge each other to make sure that they run fast. Yeah, the fastest to complete the level. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, if you're not the speedrun type, if you're just feeling like playing your way through, it's a very forgiving game in terms of running into spikes. You're not sending them all the way back to the beginning, busting them back to the menu or anything like that.
Yeah, especially when you share the experience with your friends. When you die, you're changed into a bubble, and then you're not really dead. Actually, your friends can revive you by punching the bubble, so you're not really... You don't die when you get it the first time. So it's actually easier if you play with your friends. That's also important for us in Rayman.
All right, Emil, I'm taking a look here on Twitter to find some questions, and I've got one here from David Scott wondering, are we going to see this game on next-gen consoles or just current gen? It looks like a lot of fun.
So right now we only announced like the full version I said, so Xbox, PS3, Vita, and Wii U, of course.
Okay.
So no plans right now for a next-gen version.
All right, next question from Vico Celia. Are treasure chases still present?
Actually, no, they won't be here, but we replaced them with something even funnier, which are the musical levels, actually. Well, these are really, fast-paced levels based on the rhythm of the music, and these are really fun, and actually, I think, funnier than the chess map.
Musical levels?
Yeah, musical level.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are definitely asking about the musical levels. Confirmed, they're totally in there. From the Twitch chat, Zug something or other is wondering about any secret worlds.
So the sixth world, we never talked about this one. It's kind of a real world, I could say a retro world, but I can't say too much, but we've seen that in playtest, people have a big surprise. When they reach this world, they're like, whoa, this is really weird, but it's a huge challenge also in this one, trust me.
They reach it and they say, whoa, this is really weird. They've just been playing a Rayman game, Origins, and that's kind of a weird game as is.
Exactly.
So to get that reaction, it must be something pretty strange.
Exactly. But that's something we really like. Make sure that people get surprised, when they play the... For instance, in the sequence we see here that they have to avoid laser, it's something really, coming out almost of nowhere, and it's really fun to play.
And we saw the Rayman sort of bust Ursula out of the bubble just then with a punch, but one of the things that I really enjoyed doing, playing with 4 players, was to be super helpful to my friends and just slap them really hard across the face.
Sure, yeah, we do that a lot in Rayman, and that's something very important for us, making sure that you can slap your friends in a funny way, of course. And we also showing at E3 a new mini game we have in the game. It's a soccer game, actually.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we caught a glimpse of that during the Ubisoft press conference.
Exactly. So you have to actually score to have the higher score before the timer is down, and of course you can hit your friends during the match, which is very fun.
Yeah, there's no one's pulling out a red card for that kind of play.
No, it's actually you have to do it if you want to win.
An integral part of gameplay.
Exactly.
That is my kind of cartoon sports. Question about. Are there any levels where you go to the left instead of the right?
Sure.
That might have been a joke question.
Sure. No, it's not. It's not. It's something very important for us, making sure that all the levels feel really different from each other. And in the level we saw just before, actually, you had the choice to go either to the left or to the right. Okay. So it's more like an exploration feeling, You really have to explore the levels. Sometimes you have to choose your path. So yeah, it's really important for us that it's a platformer, but with a touch of action adventure for us,
And now there's no choosing your path here. There's just running, and now a boss fight, presumably against this giant, really cool looking sea dragon, mechanical dragon type thing.
Exactly, something really new we wanted for the game is those big epic 3D boss fights. Because now with our engine we can have 3D boss inside the game, inside our 2D game basically. So we made sure that they were well integrated, they don't feel out of place, And these boss fights are really just impressive, but also a lot of fun, and they're quite challenging.
And so this is like a multi-stage affair. This isn't just stand and deliver and fight the boss. It's take a shot. Now you gotta run. You gotta stay alive. Ursula not gonna maybe make it.
I think she's fine.
She's doing okay.
Yeah.
Now what are these little cloud or these little fists that are trailing?
Exactly. So I have some flying punch following them. Because in this level they have the power to actually throw punches, so they can throw punches as much as they want, and they have to use them to actually hit the diamond in the mouth of the dragon.
Yeah, otherwise you're flying right into the mouth of the dragon, which just doesn't seem like a smart idea.
Like the best idea
to do.
Exactly.
All right, Wara X is curious about the just sort of the art design. I mean, you guys are clearly sticking with what you hit on with Rayman Origins, which is this beautiful artistic style. I mean, how just it seems like it's just so fun for you guys to create these worlds because they're just exuberant and they exude this kind of personality and vibrancy. Is that the case? I mean, talk to us about the environmental design.
We have some crazy artists in Ubisoft Montpellier, and what is amazing is that as soon as they draw something, as soon as they do an artwork, you find it in the game almost as it was the first time they drew it. It's not like a 3D games where you have an whole process to, in the end, get the 3D characters or the 3D
settings. Concept art to the modeling.
Exactly.
Stuff,
They're pretty much what you see is that what they've been drawing the first time, and I guess that's what gives this crazy art style. And also, we want to make sure that the game is always fun. So we, as soon as we have a design, we make sure that everybody loves it. And as soon as we see the animations, we make sure that they make us laugh, actually. So we are the first audience of the game, and if they're not good enough, we redo them. We reiterate a lot on all this. Also on the level design, we work a lot on iteration, making sure that it's always the best fun for us.
I've just pictured, now I have a picture of like you guys, you know, you got play testers in there and you're just standing there with like clipboards looking at them like, are you laughing? Check. Smiles? Check. Yeah. Childlike wonder and delight? Check. All right, this is good.
It's almost like that sometimes, yeah. But it's great when we are seeing playtests and people are laughing and just having fun. And for instance, playing the soccer game, they're just having so much fun. It's it's really important for us. That will bring smile on the people's face. It's
absolutely. Dark Z Dragon in the Twitch chat wondering about the Wii U version, and the difference you mentioned earlier was that it supports 5 players.
Yes.
Of course, you know, five remotes, yes. Or 4 remotes, and then the tablet. The tablet player is seeing the game on there. How does that integration work?
You mean on the Wii U, actually?
Yeah.
On the Wii U, you can pretty much choose to play on a tablet at any time. So you switch to a character called Murphy, a small flying frog. Mm-hmm. You control him only with your fingers. You don't have to touch the button or the pad. So anybody can play with Murphy, which is really great.
Okay.
And he's really here to help the other players. So in some level, his help is not mandatory. I would say he can just be here to help them in a nice way. But in other levels, he really has to be there all the time. And he's opening the paths for the other player, moving the platforms, and making sure they don't get killed. So he has a really important role in the game.
Very cool. Oh man, these levels always stress me out. The like running from the imminent doom that you can see encroaching on screen level.
So this is actually one of our musical level, and you can't hear the sound here, but the music is a cover from Eye of the Tiger, the song from the 80s, but in a weird Rayman flamenco way. So that's how we do things in Ubisoft Montpellier. We take things we love and twist them in this weird Rayman way.
Let's listen to it for a second. That is fantastic. So you guys have got some pretty talented musicians on the team as well.
We have a crazy composer called Christophe Herral, who is a guy doing movies, also music for movies, and he's really with us all the time. He's coming to see the levels as soon as they are not even finished sometimes, and he brings some ideas. And the other day I was working in at my computer. I could hear people singing in the courtyard where we work, and the whole studio was out there singing, recording chorus for a song in the game. Because he had a crazy idea. I was like, okay guys, you get to come and record this song. So the song will be in the game actually, in a boss fight actually.
That is excellent. You guys are really going all out with Rayman Legends, and it's just such a pleasure to see it on stage and talk to you about it. Thanks. You're clearly very delighted by it, as are pretty much anyone I talk to. So Rayman Rayman Legends. I keep thinking I may be saying Origins, but I've been saying Legends.
You get used to it.
Rayman Legends coming across the current generation console board. We got PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii U,
and Vita.
Yeah,
full version. Yeah.
Very cool. And no plans for next gen yet, but when is it coming to all of these platforms?
So September the 3rd. All versions will be released the same day, September the 3rd.
September the 3rd. Y'all can look forward to Rayman Legends. Thank you so much, Emil, for coming on stage.
Thanks.
Showing that off, putting a smile on our faces, and that was a pretty cool Eye of the Tiger flamenco style cover. I really like that. We'll be back very shortly, folks, with a change of pace. Still a distinctive art style, but significantly more bloody and violent. It's Yaiba, Ninja Gaiden Z. See you soon.